nerds, it's here with NerdFeed. I am here with Tanglwyst de Holloway, a well-known costumer and writer.
Hi.
How long have you been making costumes?
I started working on costumes professionally in the Utah Shakespearean Festival in 1985. So who here was alive in 1985?
I was not here.
Neither were you. Put your hand down. Okay.
Which costume,
out
out of all the costumes you've ever made, do you take the most pride in?
There is this one piece that has a lot of silver thread shot through it. It was a gown worn by Queen Elizabeth I. It was purple and white. The material was just a little bit different on the back side than it was on the front side. It was beautiful jacquard. I shot it through with silver, just like it described in the book. It was beautiful and I loved it, and somebody borrowed it and they looked better in it than I did, and that meant that it now belonged to them, so I gave it away. But that's what I do. If I loan you a costume and you look better in it than I do,
you just give it away.
I give it away. It's obviously not made for me anymore.
What was the most irritating costume that you've ever had to make?
It's really important that you people understand this. There are some things that hate you. Satin hates you. It's plotting your death. Bridal boning hates you. It bends and bites into you. Don't use it. And I had a wedding dress that I made for this horrible woman who was very, very bridezilla. It was gorgeous. But when you're working with 4 or 5 layers, maybe 6 layers of fancy brocade, you use corsage pins to hold things in place. And I accidentally left one of those corsage pins poking down here. Oh, accidentally sewed it into the seam. It was so bad. And here, going up like that. It was terrible. I was so bad at that. I got very hurried. The moral of this is don't piss off your seamstress. When she put it on, she was standing upright and everything like this, but humans have gravity, and gravity makes you do this, and if you can't slouch because there's a stabby thing. It wasn't as much the costume that was irritating
as much as the person
that was irritating. I never heard from her again, which is fine. I'm fine with that. But the truth is, don't treat your customer crappy. They're not your servant.
So you said you don't like working with bridal boning and satin. What's your favorite material to work with?
Cotton, okay? Here's the thing. Whatever you want to do, you can do out of cotton. If you need a shiny surface for your Sailor Moon outfit, you can use polished cotton. The thing about cotton is that it breathes. You're going to be able to wash it. You're going to be able to stain treat it. So if you spill anything on it, you have a way to get rid of it. Use Dawn dishwashing liquid for anything oily. The facts are it's a natural fiber and it's going to be comfortable.
If you could make any costume that you haven't gotten to make yet, what would be your dream costume?
Probably an indigenous Hungarian gown from 1576. When the Ottomans invaded in 1500, they occupied Hungary until 1700. This particular culture didn't allow the depiction of women in any sort of art form or rendering or anything. So when they came through, by the time 1575 got around, they had destroyed nearly every single thing that had a woman's depiction on it. So finding something from the late 1500s is almost impossible. I have found a single solitary aspect that was only worn in Hungary. This one thing is not worn anywhere else. And it is basically an elaborate dangling thing off the back, probably about that long, off the back point of the bodices. That is indigenous only to Hungary from that time period.
You've been teaching elements of costuming for a long time now.
Yes.
What was your favorite thing to teach about so far?
Lumber strapping. It basically goes around plywood when they ship it. It's green and it's a fiberglass. You can, bend it and it'll hold the shape.
Oh wow, look at that.
Okay? Or you can unbend it and it will get rid of the shape. It has enough structural integrity that you can use it for boning, for bodices, you can use it for hoops, obviously. They throw it away. Just go to a lumber yard or construction or Home Depot or anything like this and say, "Hi, can I get this lumber strapping out of your trash?" You can just take home miles of the dang stuff. Knowing that material is out there is something that I love teaching people, because you can do everything with it.
We just talked about your favorite thing to teach about. What was your favorite thing about teaching?
I love helping people solve problems. Most costumes have some aspect to them that you're sitting there going, I don't have any clue how to do this. All of that comes from being able to understand the integrity of the object that you're using, how it got in the way that it did.
What was the best costume that you've gotten to judge?
The World Science Fiction Convention that happened in Kansas City this last August. There was a group of, I think it was 12 people, and they did a troll bridge. There were 4 generations represented in there too. And the premise was that this couple is walking along and the guy decides he's not going to pay the toll because the troll looks very, very weak and small and frail. Mm-hmm. So then the trees and the rocks and everything come alive and attack this guy, beat the crap out of him.
Oh my.
And he's like, ah! And so then they look to the lady, and the lady like hands her the toll, and the old woman gestures to the troll bridge, and the bridge itself kind of raises its head, and it goes back down, and it was amazing. Costuming is wearable art, and it's one of the things I love the most about it.
What's been your favorite part about being a judge?
Helping people. The way that we do our costume contest is you have workmanship judging where you get one-on-one time with the judges, and we ask you about your favorite parts of the costume and what was your biggest challenge and what was your biggest, success. What's your favorite part about this? What did you learn? Across the board, you get all of these things. They're interesting to talk about. I mean, anytime you talk to somebody about something that they've put 10 hours or 10,000 hours into, they're going to want to talk about it. They clearly have a passion for it. Seeing what people can do and seeing people who do these amazing things for their first fill in the blank, you're just going,
what advice would you give to someone who's just starting out in the costuming world?
Okay, buy my book, and then, honestly, we live in the future. So look around for your inspiration, and then look online at YouTube. There are millions and millions of people who've probably done something really similar to what you're doing or what you want to do. Use your imagination, have fun with it. Oh, and make sure you can pee. I mean, seriously, people will put thousands of hours into something and completely forget that they have to do something like pee.
No kidding. Thank you so much, Tangle, for joining us.
Thank you so much. But the book is available on fjpublishing.com, Fantastic Journeys Publishing. Mm-hmm. The author is Tanya Adolphson. That's the author name that you want to look for it, Surviving Your Own Creativity. And also, we are putting on a small Comic-Con in Pocatello, Idaho. I mentioned this a little bit to you. The end of September, beginning of October, so find us on Facebook and go to www.snakerivercomiccon.com to get more information about that.
Cool. Make sure to check us out on nerdfeed.net and all of our social media pages for more nerdy news. See you next time.
Bye.